Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, I want to talk about the auction house and how instead of crashing, it's kind of in a position where I think now would be a great time to potentially sell cards like today. After today, I don't think I would say that, but today, right now, I think might be a really good opportunity to sell, especially like top tier cards, like really good Dark Matters, maybe mid tier 100 overalls. Now, if you have this video isn't really for the people out there who are holding on to multiple Invincibles or 100 overall Yao Ming type cards, 100 overall Ben Simmons even type cards. Like cards that are that expensive are not quite what I'm really talking about in this video, just because number one, they're extremely rare, and number two, they're at a level of card that I think is kind of unattainable for a majority of the community. So I don't really think those cards are as applicable for a video like this, but for cards that are pretty widely owned and widely attainable, especially the guys that I would just consider attainable cards in general, the better ones have gone up in price, it seems like, over the past week or so. So we're gonna talk more about it in the video. Before we hop into it though, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 40,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, multiple videos a day. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it and let's start discussing. So we will start with taking a look at, like, for example, the best Dark Matters. I think is a good place to start. Cards like, for example, the Dikembe Mutombo. I bought this Dikembe, 18 legend badges. He had 16 at the time, I believe. I think I paid right at about 550,000 MT. He is now going for significantly more than that. He has gone up in price in the past week, not down in the past couple of weeks. He is as a base card with 55 minutes left, this is base, nearly base anyway. He's at 439K. You got 37 legend with 30 minutes left at 675. That's going to go for 750K. This was probably going to go for nearly 700, I guess, with 11 legend badges. I heard somebody say that there were Dikembes going for about $1 mil. Like, he is very, very expensive right now. 23 legends with an hour and a half left, 550K. Like, he is just a very expensive card right now, and if you have really good badges on him, he is more expensive. Mark Eaton, same story, was about 300,000 MT. Now he's going for 500K on badged versions, maybe 400K base. Like, he is also up in price, and I think that is pretty true kind of across the board. Like Michael Beasley, I bought this card, 11 legend badges. This is some of the best legend badges in the game, and I bought him the day that he came out. I think he had 8 of the 11. I added a couple of them, but I paid right at $1 million MT for this card the day he came out. I knew I was overpaying. I still know that I'm not going to get that much back if I ever do sell him. I'm fully aware of that, but at the same time, 500K with 23 minutes left on a 17 legend Michael Beasley. And again, you got to keep in mind, mine has like all good legend badges. Like, I would say my Beasley is maybe better than this Beasley with 11 legends even versus 17, just because the quality of the legends is so elite. Poster has a Deadeye, Limitless Timer, Handles for Days, Implacable, Set Shot Specialist, Shifty Shooter, Lightning Launch, On Ball Menace. Like, really good badges all the way around there. I feel like I could realistically sell him for 600,000-700,000 MT, and what this is producing is a lot of, like, I definitely think this is a point in time where cards are sitting at a higher price point than they are likely to for the foreseeable future. I mean, Manu Ginobili is still a buyout, but this card could very easily, in a week or two, be 55 to 60K MT. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, let's look at the way that Season 7's cards are. Like, Corey Maggette is sub 50K MT. This card is extremely affordable for a Dark Matter, a 45K Dark Matter. Franz Wagner is the only one, I believe, of these cards that's not a bid. Jack Sigma might not be a bid. I'm not totally sure. Is Jack Sigma a buyout? Jack Sigma is technically not a buyout, but he looks like he's pretty close to it. Mike Miller is a buyout, and he's an awesome card as well. And then Brandon Miller, I believe, is a buyout. Yes, he is also a buyout. Both those cards look like they're relatively affordable as well. Like, Brandon Miller's about 90K. Mike Miller looks like he's sub 80K, sub 70K. Wow, he's affordable. Yeah, a lot of really good price tags on these Dark Matters, and these are good cards. And so what this should indicate is that we're going to see the Dark Matter market crash here over the next few weeks. But as of right now, that hasn't happened really on the older Dark Matters yet. So guys that people are really liking, like, for example, an Andrei Kirilenko, this card will probably be a buyout in a couple weeks. If you have a good AK, now might be a time to potentially take advantage and get the MT you can. Same thing with a guy like Castle. The fact this card is not a buyout right now is pretty surprising to me. but I think he will be here in a couple of weeks. Like, I just don't think that there is a very high cap on these dark matters at this point outside of the very best ones, and even the very best ones are likely to become significantly more affordable in the near future. The fact that Kareem with 5 legend badges is still 400k with 36 minutes left, 500k with 47 minutes left for 21 legends. Like, these cards are very expensive right now, and the market has certainly, it's formed a bit of a bubble as of late. Card prices in general have gone up. It's why y'all will see a video dropping from me later on today in which I am selling my Victor Wembanyama copy, because I am going to likely make profit on what I bought him for over a week ago. And I think having MT is really valuable. I'm of the opinion that hoarding your MT this year is probably the best way to go, because it's enabled me to not spend very much money and maintain a good stack of MT by selling cards when they're high, buying them when they're low. And it's allowed me to maintain a pretty good squad. And I'm planning on spending the rest of the year and not spending any money. So that's another 2.5 months or so of content that I got to be able to get through with my MT. And so what I'm doing is I'm selling when cards are high, and I'm buying when cards are low. And right now, cards are high, especially attainable cards. They are more expensive than what they are going to be here in a couple weeks. I'm not talking about the brand new cards, but cards from previous drops. And so in my personal opinion, now is a time that I would absolutely recommend people go out there and sell. And honestly, the same can be said, because I know there are people out there. I'm talking about the 100 overalls. I'm talking about the high tier opals, or sorry, I'm talking about the invincible, the dark matters and the high tier opals. There we go. The 100 overalls, I think it's kind of true to as well, because what we're seeing is more and more mediocre 100 overalls dropping on the market, which is going to bring down the price of 100 overalls as a whole. And only the really good ones are maintaining super high value at this point. But I wouldn't be shocked if Shea, who's 1.5 plus right now, is, you know what I mean, if he's 1 mil in a week. Guys like Cade and AD and mid-tier 100 overalls, it looks like they're going for 400, 500, 600,000 MT. Paulo's at 750 with 13 legends with 15 minutes left. Like, I mean, the most expensive ones, obviously the Ben Simmonses, the Tracy McGrady's, the Kristaps Porzingis, the Shaquille O'Neal, guys like that are going to maintain expensiveness to a certain extent. But even these cards, like if you are a Shaq owner right now, if you have a 100 overall Shaq, for example, I think now might be a time to potentially consider selling, because I just think that the value of this type of card is likely to go down as we get more and more insane stuff as the season progresses. But the one thing that I will say that makes me a little bit hesitant to sell these really top tier 100 overalls is that 2K has somehow made the 100 overalls they've dropped in the past few weeks worse, especially this week, than they had the previous 100 overalls that they were dropping a month ago. Or over a month ago, you know what I mean? With this prime drop, they started dropping mid ones with Jason Tatum, Anthony Edwards. Obviously, all the Tuesday content 100s were mid last season. Pantheon were pretty mid. Glitched were good. Ben was great. Paulo was solid. Out of position was good as well, but then season 7's 100 were mid as crap. So maybe we're not going to get a lot of good 100 overalls, and it really might just become a game where it's like invincibles and everything else throughout season 7, which is kind of what it looks like right now. And if that's what happens, then a guy like Shaq or a guy like KP or a guy like Tracy McGrady or Ben Simmons really might not drop in price very much. So maybe you hold on to your 100 overalls, but everything else in terms of attainable cards right now, I think now would be a really good time to potentially sell if you have the ability to kind of fill those slots in your lineup. Like for me, as a temporary fill, I can put Mutombo at the 5, Klingon at the 5, and put Chet at my backup 4 if I sell Wemby, which is what I did. And so since I could afford to do that, I think it's worth selling them, you know what I mean? And like, I'm not selling my Beasley because I don't really have a great small forward to replace them. I'm not selling my Mutombo because my big men would be really pretty chopped at that point, I feel like, if I did that. So I think for what I'm doing right now, selling Wemby made sense for my team, and selling cards like that for yours to make MT might be the way to go, but I wouldn't do it past today. Super packs are likely to drop the market tomorrow, maybe not as much on the attainable cards, but probably at least a little bit. But if you see this video today, I would very much consider selling cards if you have decent unsellable replacements for them and stuff, and if you can afford it to do so. So with that being said, that is going to do it for the video. I hope you all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.